Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger market news analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to write your apology letter, go ahead and do that. So, as Bitcoin, as of the time of recording, is sitting at $116,244, and we have had a clean breakout from this bull flag that we've been talking about for literal months. And I don't know how many times I told you guys, the difference between 111, 110, and 118 could very well be the first week, okay? If I said it once, I said it 637 times. If I said it once, I said it 8,932 times, all right? All right, listen, I know that I see things painfully in advance, and I know that we're waiting, but ye of little faith, we're here. Okay, looking very, very good. No signs of stopping. We're still technically neutral on the RSI on the daily. We're getting a little bit hot on the 5 hour. So listen, I expect a little bit of chop once we get to 118. We'll see what happens. We'll see how much mustard and gas we have when we actually get there. But this is good. This is very good. This is exactly what we have scouted out for months and months at a time. Ethereum is at the top of the range, which we talked about yesterday, 2,900. That's where I'm going to be taking a lot of my profit. That's exactly what I did. I was up over 80-something% on that trade on 3x. You don't need crazy amounts of leverage to make crazy amounts of gains. So listen, we're at the top of the range for Ethereum. We're at the top of the range for XRP. We're at the target. We're very close to the target for Bitcoin. And we'll see what we get to. So this is clearly an all-time high on the daily, clearly an all-time high, definitely in the right direction. And I'm very happy. I'm very encouraged. This is exactly what we've been talking about for weeks and months. Literally been talking about this exact same move actually since 74K with video evidence. So documented. And listen, I haven't gotten any flowers from the bears. Rest in peace. RIP, my boy. I haven't seen nothing from no bears today. So somebody check on them, make sure that they're okay. Thoughts and prayers to all of the leveraged accounts that we're shorting here. Thoughts and prayers. So everyone praying, put praying in the chat, please. Praying in the chat, okay? So yeah, looking very, very good. I'm very encouraged with where we're at. XRP, $2.54. My target was $2.43. Listen, I like to be conservative. You guys think that I'm super aggressive with my targets. I'm not. This is a level of confluence here. So we'll see if we get rejected or not. I'm perfectly fine if we don't. If we just rip right through it, hey, great. I am team rip right through it. I have a long in on XRP, and it's my second largest holding. I'm perfectly fine with it not getting a back test, but that would be the highest probability. This is how delusional the XRP army is. They like love my XRP videos daily. But then when I say my target over here at $1.90, literally video evidence, $1.90, my next target was $2.43. Now all of a sudden it's not good enough already. So you can't please the XRP army. We know this, but it's all good. 415 million shorts liquidated in the last hour. That's insane. All right, let's get into you guys' questions, comments, concerns. By the way, listen, I've been preaching this. Set up an exit strategy with yourself, with somebody else, or with me. Doesn't matter. Before the euphoria gets here. There is a sale if you want a portfolio review, consultation, lifetime access to my course, lifetime access to my exclusive group. My birthday is tomorrow. That is when the sale ends. Okay, so if you're interested in that, hit me in the chat or hit me in the DMs. And I told you guys, we waited, we listened, and I thought it was going to be a bullish summer, and it looks like that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, here we go. Zilliqa going to the moon. Leroy Jenkins, your boy Ski, 10 out of 10, 117, Brody. Says, I'm horny. Brother, this is not the right channel. This is not the right channel. Win 250. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the king. Ski, why do you say bull run will be ETH last hurrah? Why do I say that? Because I think that okay, let me clarify, Dan. I didn't mean to say it like that. Dan. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it. Let me clarify. So, I don't think that this is the last bull run that Ethereum will exist. I don't think that this is the last bull run that Ethereum will be profitable. When I say the last hurrah for Ethereum, what I mean is number two. I don't think that it will be number two this next bull run. That's what I mean. I think that Solana is positioned to take its place. I think XRP is positioned to take its place. Ethereum's still going to be profitable. Ethereum is still going to be around. I just think that logically there's better technology, there's cheaper technology, there's faster technology. I just think it's going to get passed up. That's what I mean. Thank you for the $5 donation, brother. You savage. I appreciate you. What up, Ski? Can you explain how you determine if a coin has high inflation? I sure can. Head over to CoinMarketCap and drop a follow on your boy, because your boy is now verified over there at your boy Ski. So make sure you guys follow me over there on CoinMarketCap. I am verified on CoinMarketCap. And you just pick any coin. So let's just say we wanted to look at Dogecoin, right? You just look at the market cap. So for Dogecoin's market cap, it's 28.8 billion. And then you're going to look at the FDV. And you're going to compare this number to the market cap. And there can be discrepancies. So Bitcoin, for instance, is off by 1 million. There can be discrepancies. That's okay. But what you don't want here, you don't want a double. So you don't I would be concerned about Dogecoin if, let's say, the market cap was $28.85 billion market cap, but the FDV, let's say, was 60 billion. That would be concerning, and that would lead me to believe that there's a lot of inflation for Dogecoin. Does that make sense? So you can do this with any coin. So you can go to Bitcoin. We can look at the market cap is 2.31 trillion. The FDV is 2.44 trillion, right? So there's a little bit of a discrepancy, but the threshold for me is 40%. If there's a bigger gap than 40%, to me, that has more inflation than the US dollar, which is what we are betting against when we buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Hopefully that makes sense. Bitcoin chart, Ski, I got you. We just looked at it. It says Jamal, LOL. Yeah, bears are coping hard today. Rip to Jamal and his followers. Ski's the GOAT. So is Ethereum expected to go down? I don't necessarily think it's expected to go down. Okay, let's go back to Ethereum. I put in a long on Ethereum, right? I put in a long on Ethereum, and I'll just I literally put in a long on Ethereum. We can see 81%. That's what I got on 3x. So I put in a long on Ethereum, and I said I'd be exiting most of that 2,800, 2,900. I'm not predicting that we're going to get rejected here. I'm not predicting that. This is a bull flag, right? But the thing is, we're at the top of the range. And until we get daily body closes above it, I'm going to be a little bit cautious, especially because I opened up way down here. So I'm going to be cautious. I opened up that trade way over here at the bear trap. And I'm just going to de-risk some of that. I don't necessarily predict that we're going to get rejected, but it's super plausible that we would get rejected and come back, reaccumulate before breaking out. It's also equally as plausible that we just break out from here. And I don't want to be well, it might go up, it might go down. But in reality, when you're at the top of the range, those are your options. It's easier for me to predict when you're at the bottom of the range or you're in the middle of the range. But when you're at the top of the range, those are your options. You either break out from the bull flag, and you go to the next leg higher, or you get rejected and reaccumulate for a little bit. I think that Ethereum has enough gas to break from this. And that's going to be really good for Bitcoin dominance. All we need from Ethereum really is just getting to 3,300. That's going to continue to crush Bitcoin dominance, and we can put in a macro lower low, and that's going to be a really good signal and a really good sign. So that's what I'm waiting for Ethereum. I'm not I'm not going to sit here and tell you exactly what's going to happen, because I mapped out exactly what's going to happen. I made my trades and I took profit on those trades. So now we need to see where's the market going to go to. Bro, I'm on vacation this week. Don't have my ledger. Have I blew it? Am I going to miss the bull run? I don't think so. I think it's just starting. I think the euphoria is starting today, but I think we have some time. My prediction has been since 2022, November of 2025. That's been my prediction. I have not moved from that. So yeah, there you go. Check Solnic. Solnic is my number one 100x play, and it's criminally undervalued at this point. It's been holding up super strong. My prediction is it's in phase C, and it's about to start phase D, which would get you into the sign of strength, which is going to take you to about $8-9 million market cap before starting the mark up, just like everything else. Everything, everywhere, all at once. So my prediction for Solnic is still the same. 10 cents, $1, $5.89. Just on this next micro little leg, though, $40+ million market cap is going to be super plausible for that. H-bar, I like H-bar. I think Penlink's a decent value here. Day trading. Who's day trading? I'm interested, mate. Appreciate the advice. Good stuff to think about. Hit me in the DMs. I have a sale going on till tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday, July 11th, 7/11, and my name is Devin. So tomorrow's my birthday. So we have a sale going on until midnight tomorrow. If you want to get a consultation, portfolio review, personalized exit strategy, lifetime access to my course, and lifetime access to my exclusive Telegram group, there is a sale going on until tomorrow. I made 10,000% in the raise. That is amazing, brother. I'm pumped for you. What can VeChain pull back to? I want to buy more at a lower cost. Do you still think that major crash in August? I think so, but that would again imply in what we've been talking about since 74K. It would imply a new all-time high. It would imply big gains. So the big gains are going to happen before that. Hello, Ski from the middle of the Caribbean. What is up? How you see LCX? I like LCX a lot. Render, $20 is my prediction. What a day, Ski. What a day indeed. Is it time? It's time! What's good, people? Are we expecting a large drop in Bitcoin dominance? I am expecting a large drop in Bitcoin dominance, and Ethereum is going to be the key player to that happening, to that taking place, transpiring. Is it 100x leverage time? It's never 100x leverage time. Unless you like donating to the market makers. It is never 100x leverage time. If you like donating to the market makers, listen, hear me. You don't need to. You could just donate to me. It's all good. No, you don't need to donate to me. But I'm just saying, 100x leverage, you're donating to the market makers. Where are we at with Solnic? Solnic is in phase C. We're looking at the Solnic chart right now. So to me, the next thing is the sign of strength. And then starting the mark up phase. Solnic is my number one 100x play. Not particularly close. ETH trying to break 3,000. Let's go. Let's go. What can Bitcoin go back to in August? It depends on how high it goes, Charlie. That's the truth. So, like, here's the truth. Someone said this in the Telegram. They asked me, like, is it time to put in a short on Bitcoin? And to me, the answer is no, because it's super dangerous to do anything. So, like, if you're in a falling knife, it's not really good to open up a long. And if you're breaking out, like we clearly are, it's not good to open up a short either. So what I want to see is like signs of distribution. That's going to be the next thing. But we could easily go to 138 for Bitcoin. That's my next target after 118. But we don't have any signs of distribution. We don't have any bearish divergence right now. There's nothing that is bearish right now. Could we get a back test of the prior range? Certainly, yeah. But shorting add-on breakout is a very dangerous thing to do. Sometimes you'll be super profitable, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to get liquidated. It's not a great thing to do. So there you go. Missing Jamal, last criteria, 100K on Twitter, talking about Bart Simpson. Yeah, Bart Simpson. I don't know. How did that work out? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Stop trying to guess the market short term like the host. Just buy and hold. I don't know, like guessing. Like, what are you talking about guessing, brother? Like at 74K, I told you we were going to 118K. At 98K, I said that was the micro selling the spring, and we were going to make another leg higher. I mapped literally all of this out. At $1.90 for XRP, I said we were going to $2.40 to 50 cents. At Ethereum was at 2,200. I went long and put it out on Twitter, put it out on CoinMarketCap, put it out on TikTok that we're going to go to the top of the range, 2,900. Here we are. So I don't know like what your definition is guessing, but you know, maybe you and I have different definitions of what guessing is. Maybe you and I have different definitions as to what that is. But yeah, no. What about Solana? I just did a deep dive on Solana. I really like where Solana is at right now. I just did a deep dive breakdown on Solana. Even the spring you called. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the flowers. I appreciate it. A lot of people don't want to give me the flowers. They just want to, you know, they want to tell me when I'm wrong. And I even put it out in Telegram. Guess what? You guys are going to be pissed again when we pull back. It's going to happen. You guys are going to be pissed. And you'll be like, see, all the bears are right. It's going to happen. But, you know, that's part of the job. Okay. All right. So here is Solana. I really like Solana right now. This is about as textbook as it gets. And by the way, everything in the Solana ecosystem is going to benefit from this, i.e. Solnikihi Fat Cat. But you have your distribution over here in the micro. You have your buying climax, your UTAD. Of course, I'm talking about Wyckoff distribution, which is a topping structure. Here is an oversimplification of what it looks like. You have accumulation, which is the bottoming structure, your mark up, which is what we call the bull run. Then you go into distribution, which is the topping structure. Then you go into the markdown, and it starts all over. It loops forever. Okay, so over here was the distribution, buying climax, UTAD, and then you start your markdown, which is what we call a bear market. This is super micro here. This is only from November through present day. Distribution, markdown, and then you get into your accumulation, selling climax, secondary test in phase B. Then your spring was April 7th, 2025. Just like most of the market, that was the spring. So we go over here. April 7th was the spring of Wyckoff accumulation, which is a bottoming structure. So after your markdown, you go into a selling climax. Secondary test in phase B goes lower than the selling climax. Spring goes even lower than the secondary test in phase B. That is textbook. That's what we got. Okay. Then you go into phase D, which is your sign of strength and your back test of the prior range. Okay. You chop here for a little bit before starting phase E. By the way, this is exactly where Ethereum is at. This is where a lot of the altcoins are at. They're chilling at the sign of strength. The next thing is the phase E, which is the markup, which is the bull run. So this is after accumulation, which we're like here, you start the markup. And to me, that is exactly what Solana is doing. That's the next phase. And we are in the micro. When we go super micro, we were in a downtrend and now we're in an uptrend. And we put in a higher high and we put in a higher low. So this is clearly like it's already taken out this high over here and it's flirting with taking out this. So my targets for Solana are 420, 510, and 600. So there you go. Bitcoin going for 136. Listen, that's my target. My target since 2022 on my mama, on my hood. I look fly. I look good. On everything since 2022 when Bitcoin was chilling 16K, 17K, 18K, 20K. My targets for 2025 were $118,000, $138,000, and $207,000. Those have been my targets since 2022. Eli can attest. He's been here. He's an OG. Okay. My man was follower number 17. Okay. My man's been here since the dark days. He can attest that these have been my targets since 2022. On my mama. I put that on everything. Nice guy says me too. What do you think about Cardano and HBAR? I really like Cardano. As far as like blue chip altcoins, Cardano to me, one of the better values. Really good looking chart. Same chart as Bitcoin back in 2013. There's a whole list of coins. By the way, 85% of the market looks exactly like this. Why is that? You might be asking. Let's ask the bigger question. All right, this is why. Okay, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to learn you. All right? So let's ask the bigger question. Why is it that all of the charts look exactly the same? And why do I love Wyckoff? Well, I'll tell you why. Shout out, by the way, to Richard D. Wyckoff. That's the goat of trading. He made this method 100 years ago. Ski did not make this method. Okay? I just simply modified it slightly, tweaked it to work in my favor for cryptocurrency. This method was made 100 years ago by Richard D. Wyckoff, and it works to this very day. To this day. Why does it work to this day? Let me tell you why. Because it has the end in mind from the beginning. What is the end in mind, you might be asking? Richard D. Wyckoff had the fundamental realization that stock price trends were driven primarily by institutional and other large operators who manipulate stock prices in their favor. The game was rigged from the start, Jimbo. Okay? So he made a way of analyzing the market knowing that the apex predators are running the show. That's the starting point. That is the lens which we are going to view the market, okay? And why do I like Wyckoff? Because it understands that the apex predators are running the show, okay? And, okay, let's go back to ADA. Let's go back to the point, okay? I got a point. I know I'm a mad scientist and I'm all over the place, but follow me down this rabbit hole for a second and drop a follow while you're there. Okay, now, why do all of the charts look like this? Why does Link look like this? Why does VeChain look like this? Why does ADA look like this? Why do they all have the same exact setup? Because they're all ran by the same exact market makers, aka the same exact apex predators. And they're all going to do the exact same thing at the exact same time. Everything, everywhere, all at once. And let me show you the end of this story. So on the top, we have ADA from November of 2021 through present day. Okay. And on the bottom, we're going to do Bitcoin, because it gives us the keys. It shows us exactly what has happened. What I learned in boating school is blankety, blankety, blank. What I learned in boating school is, here we go. Follow along. Listen, this is going on your final report card. Make sure you take notes. Make sure you take notes. This is going on your final report card. All right. What do we have? Wally, thank you for becoming a member. You savage. I appreciate you, brother. All right. So what do we have here? You have your markup. So this is Bitcoin from 2013 through 2017. Let's actually make this a little bit cleaner. Okay. And then you have ADA from 2021 through present day. These are the exact same structure, the exact same setup. Okay. You don't need to be a chart nerd like me to see that this is the exact same structure. And we'll go through it point by point. Distribution, aka the top, distribution, the top, markdown, accumulation, aka the bottom. You have your selling climax, your secondary selling, all that. Wyckoff accumulation. Sign of strength, which marks firmly that the bottom is in. Sign of strength, back test of the prior range, back test of the prior range, reaccumulation, move higher than the sign of strength, move higher than the sign of strength, back test, reaccumulate, and then you start your mark up. And here is the story. Here is the story. The story is still the story is still the story is still the story. I'm still clicking. I'm still clicking. They all look like that. Let's go through it. Name me a chart. I'll show you an altcoin with low to no inflation that looks exactly like this. ICP looks exactly like this. Dogecoin looks exactly like this. Link looks exactly like this. Why do they all look like this? Ski. Why do they all have the exact same chart? Ski. Because they're all ran by the same market makers and they're going to do the exact same thing at the exact same time. Come on now. Come on now. Listen. If you want, do not wait for the euphoria to set up your exit plan. That is how you will become a bag holder. All right. I have a sale going on right now. Tomorrow is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. So I got a sale for you guys. All right. 40% off. You're going to get lifetime access to my course, lifetime access to my exclusive Telegram group where I put out my calls, my trades. You're going to get a personalized portfolio review and an exit strategy based off of what you got. Okay? Don't wait, whether it's with me, yourself, or somebody else. Don't wait until the euphoria to set up an exit strategy. All right? So if you're interested in that, hit me up in the DMs. Happy early birthday. Thank you. When is the peak? My target has been November of 2025 since November of 2022. That has been my target. What about Ethereum? Ethereum has a flavor of this structure. It is in the sign of strength, in my opinion. So this was your same thing. Distribution, markdown, accumulation, sign of strength, backtest, reaccumulation. It has a bull flag right now. This was a bear trap. Confirmation of the bear trap. We talked about this was 2,600. And then I even put it out on Twitter. I can show you guys. Listen, I keep receipts. Y'all think I'm just BSing. Y'all just think I'm just willy-nilly. Look at this. Come on now. 2,600 will confirm the bear trap. You see where it's at. You see where it's at. What date is this, by the way? June 25th, 2025. 2,600. That means Ethereum was at like 2,400 when I put this out. 2,600 will confirm the bear trap. Continuation of the bull flag will be 3,300. And then I continued to tweet about it, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, what are you doing? Follow me on Twitter. We continued to tweet about it, and we said the next stop is 2,900. Do I just say stuff, or do I put my money where my mouth is? Come on now. Come on now. Target for XRP. My target for XRP is $5, $8, $12. That has been my target forever. LCX, $1.11, $2.22. Target for Render is $20. Should I still be buying Ethereum? I think Ethereum's ideally, you would have gotten it back here at the bottom of the range, 2,400, 2,500. It depends on your timeline, right? If your timeline is 5 years, I think Ethereum is fine. If your timeline is a year, I think Ethereum's fine. If your timeline is next month, maybe not. If all the charts look the same, wouldn't it be better to hold a few coins possible, maybe 3 to 5 from different sectors? I think, yes. I think most people are way too diversified. Most people have way too many coins. Ideally, under, I think, 15 to 50, somewhere in there is the sweet spot for most people. It depends on how involved and how active you want to be. If you're like hands-off, passive, maybe like 10 to 15. If you want to be super nerdy and involved with it, you could go, upwards of 50. But a lot of people have way too many coins, in my opinion. And it's hard because they're all going to do the same thing relatively at the same time, yes. But they're going to go off and they're going to pop off at different moments in time, right? It sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but I'm not. They're going to pop off relatively at the same time, but day by day, hour by hour, it's going to be different coins, and it's going to be hard to manage if you're too spread out too thin. Hopefully that makes sense. How much for your course and your special access? Right, it's normally $350. Right now it is $250 until midnight tomorrow. So the July 12th at midnight, the sale ends and we go back to normal. Chat, I got it wrong, chat. It says, yep, I'm one of them. Way too many coins. It happens. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, but just like, you just got to know yourself. Somebody sent me their portfolio, and they had like 70 coins. But honestly, the way that their spreadsheet was, I could tell that they're super involved, and they're really tracking stuff. So, you know, it's not. That's just a guideline. It's not gospel. It's a guideline, not gospel. But you know, it's case by case, which is why I think it's important to set up something individual, tailor-made to you. Figure out what you're trying to do, what your goals are, how much you want to put into this, and build a strategy based off of that, you know. 6 coins. I have 8. I got 1. Yeah, like that's fine. 6 to 8 is fine for sure. Solnik contract address XTZ9. That is my number one 100x play, period. Is it how much? It's how much you can handle. That's right. How much can you handle? And not only how much can you handle, but how much actually are you handling, right? Sometimes we lie to ourselves and we think that we can do more than we can, or we think that we can't do as much as we can. So like what's actually happening? How much are you actually managing too? That's important as well. Ski, can you scroll up and see my question? What was your question, brother? I don't see a question from you. No, I don't. I do not see a question from you, brother. VeChain looks so good. VeChain does look good. It has the same setup as ADA, what we just talked about. Happy birthday, Ski. Thank you. www. 24 and super nerdy. Gonna do risk. There you go. 24 is a good spot, I think. That's, to me, is like, for most people, that's a good spot to be at. You're diversified, but you're not overly diversified. You're generally going to be in different sectors. Can you tell us the next major resistance on the total 3? I certainly can. Let's check out the total 3. The total 3 looks almost literally identical to XRP, which is hilarious. This has literally almost the exact same chart as XRP. So this was clearly your markup. This is clearly your distribution. Clearly your markdown. And then this is your accumulation. Selling climax, secondary test, spring. And then now the spring marks the bottom and you're at a reversal. You've had a back test of the prior range. You're at an uptrend. We put in a higher high at this point, as we can see here. Let's mark this clear as mud. So that point is now higher than this point. So you're clearly at a higher low and you're clearly at a higher high. So this is going to be a big level right here, getting to 961 billion. If we can get in that, it very well could start the mark up and get us into at least to a double top, if not into price discovery. So that's going to be the next big level to keep an eye on. Is $956.71 billion market cap for the total 3. Love that. Thank you. It's a paid question. Me, myself, and I. Let me scroll up, brother. I did not see a donation. I did not, brother. Could you just say it again? I'll definitely take your word for it because you're an OG. Just... He been busy today. Yeah, could you just re-ask the question? I definitely don't want to miss any donations, brother. It was probably before I started the live stream. Cardano price target $2, $4, $6, $8. Do you think Ethereum goes back to 2,700? Super plausible. Yes. Am I predicting it? No. But it is plausible because what do we talk about? Again, let me go back. Okay, let's go back to the breakdown that we gave. Okay, so when Ethereum was at 2,500, 2,300, all that, I said 2,600 would confirm the bear trap, which was right here. Okay, and then 2,900 is the next stop. Here we are. If we break the bull flag, we're going to go to 3,300. Imagine. 3,300. But the reality is we're at the top of the range. We're at the top of the range. That's the reality. Okay. This is the wrong chart. We're at the top of the range. So we're going to get our answer this week. Are we going to get rejected and come back to 2,700? That's super plausible. Or are we going to break? Do we have enough gas to break and actually start the markup for Ethereum? This is what Bitcoin just did. And Bitcoin is ahead of Ethereum, right? So Bitcoin had the same sort of setup here. Bull flag, a little micro markdown, top of the range breakout. Most likely Ethereum is going to do the same thing, but it hasn't quite got it yet. Hopefully that answers your question. Thank you for the donation, Just Savage. VeChain, 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. Those are my targets. Thank you, bro. Says about Dynex. Do you think it will go to $3? Do I think Dynex will go to $3? It's plausible. I think the probable thing for Dynex, and where I'm going to be aggressively taking profit, is the retracement. That's the highest probability, is going to be a retracement, right? Which is still, 69 cents. That's going to be a crazy amount of gains, but can it get to $3? It can. That's plausible, but the probability is a retracement. That's what I think is going to happen for Dynex. Solink is in 100x. I'm happy. Solink is my number one 100x play, period. Good analysis. Thank you, brother. XRP, $5, $8, $12. Publicly video evidence. I was accumulating ad nauseum and screaming from the mountaintops that XRP was my number one, or the second largest holding, when it was below 30 cents. And I said I would be exiting at $3.33. That's what I did. Okay, publicly with video evidence, I sold 40% of my XRP and I bought a farm with video evidence. Okay, I bought a 27-acre farm with video evidence, documented. All that stuff happened IRL. Okay, I did not have theorized gains. I had realized gains. Okay, everyone, when I was over here, by the way, this is why I'm saying, listen, it doesn't need to be from me, or it could be from somebody else, but you should have a strategy in place, because over here, when XRP was at 30, 40, 50 cents, I had a plan in place to sell at $3.33. That was my plan over here. Over here was my plan to sell at $3.33. That's what happened. We only went to $3.40. Okay, I didn't even miss it by that much. Okay, so XRP is still my second largest holding. And I'll be continuing to my exit strategy, which is going to be $5, $8, and $12. I will hold a little bit forever, just in case the crazy XRP army is actually right. But that is my price targets: $5, $8, $12. That's where I'm going to be selling the rest. ZBAC, listen. Let's look at ZBAC. And ZBAC was another one. Everyone thinks I'm just a perma bull. ZBAC was another one. Like, on my mama, brother. It's down 10% today. On my mama over here, I said if you were my brother, I would say to take profit. On everything I love, I promise you. Look at this Fibonacci. I'm going to pull it. Okay? I gave the targets when we were here. My targets was half of a penny, 7/10 of a penny, and 1 penny. Those were my high, medium, low targets. When we got above half of a penny, I said, it's done it too quickly. If you were my brother, I would say to take profit. Okay, everyone was screaming, we're going higher. I was saying, take profit, video evidence documented on ZBAC. All of this, I was saying, take profit. I said, take profit here, 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 all of that. Okay. It has not gotten... Okay, it's close to breaking this downtrend here, but I wouldn't classify it as done yet. Also, my down targets were 002, where I said I might be interested in ZBAC. I want to see a little bit more accumulation. I'm not really interested in ZBAC just yet. I do like that it's had a nice movement, but it's down 10% today. So we'll see. Yeah. So, okay, this might be a breakout of this downtrend. What I would like to see is some more reaccumulation. Like this, get your sign of strength to about 4/10 of a penny, and then back test, reaccumulate before starting your markup. But I'm not really interested in ZBAC right here, though. It's too early. You don't want to short a top when you're breaking out. Okay, let me back up. You don't, it's dangerous to short a breakout. Like Bitcoin right now is breaking out. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get wrecked if you short that. Sometimes you're going to be right. You're going to be really profitable when you are, but 9 times out of 10, it's super dangerous. The reverse is true. Like when you're in a falling knife, it's dangerous to try to long. So yeah, I want to see sideways. That's what I want to see out of ZBAC. Did you say take profit now? On what? 88. $2, $4, $6, $8. Crush the like button. Chainlink. Coinbase wallet. All right, let's check out Suki. Up 2% today. It's accumulating. This is your selling climax, your secondary test. I would say that this is your spring, and the micro retracement is still 19 cents. Parabolic, $2.20. Whiff. You think ETH sees 2,800 or 3,300 first? It's pretty close, to be honest with you, because we're at the top of the range. Okay, I think it's probably 51.49. Like it's very close, because this was my target over here. We're here. We're at 2,900. I don't see any, like, we're a little hot on the 5-hour. Not that hot on the daily. Probably 3,300, to be honest. That's probably slightly more likely, but 2,800 is definitely in the cards. Check Algorand, $2, $8 on my targets for that. La 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 la. All right, Ski, does SHIB have a shot still? I think so. SHIB has the same setup as... I'm not a huge fan of SHIB because there's too many zeros. It's just like... I don't like stuff that's like 0, 0, 0. Like, I can't, like, look at SHIB and just tell, like, how much am I up or down quickly. So that's just, like, a personal thing. But I think it has the same chart as Dogecoin, same as VeChain, same as ADA, same as everything else. Bitcoin, my targets since 2022 have been 118, 138, 207. Low, medium, high. XRP, $5, $8, $12. Do you think XRP is a good opportunity now? I'm biased. No. I'm biased because I was accumulating XRP over here. So I might not be the right one to ask because I accumulated literally all of this. So for me, no, it's not. It's okay. It's okay, but I think that there are better plays. But at the same token, I do feel comfortable holding XRP for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Jasmine, 10, 11, 12 cents. Low, medium, high. What about IOTA? Tony, where's our buddy? Have you seen him today? Yeah, IOTA looks good too. It put in a higher low. The micro downtrend is done. Let's see if we can put in a higher high here. More in the macro, 27 cents. Retracement in the micro is 42 cents. Parabolic in the macro is also the macro retracement, or excuse me, micro, parabolic, macro retracement 130. And then parabolic is $6. Gray TA, H bar, 88 cents. ADA, again, verily, I say to you, $2, $4, $6, $8, low, medium, high, and super high. What's the next entry market, parabolic summer or year in? Hold on H bar. Yeah, I think H bar is a hold. That's right. H bar is a hold to me. He says, which one? Jam, Under a Rock? Legend, Jupiter. All right, reminder. I have a birthday sale going on. July 11th is my birthday. If you want to get a personalized exit strategy, one-on-one consultation, lifetime access to my course, lifetime access to my Telegram, where I put out my trades, my calls, all that stuff. The sale is going on until midnight tomorrow. Set up your plan now, whether it's with me, yourself, somebody else, it doesn't matter. But have an exit strategy before things get euphoric. It's going to be difficult to try to navigate the market in the midst of euphoria. That's not the time, okay? That's the fourth quarter and you didn't study the playbook. All right? It's the fourth quarter, the game's on the line, and you don't know what the play is. Jet right, ZY banana, 22 on one. What? Don't be like that. My son's birthday is tomorrow as well. Happy birthday to your son, Reed. Happy early birthday. Thank you. What's his name? I'll give him a shout out. False start. ETH, Bitcoin target. My Ethereum targets are 3,300, 7,200, 12,000, low, medium, high. My Bitcoin target's 118, 138, 207, low, medium, high. You think I should buy more Bitcoin? I don't think Bitcoin is the play right now, because I've been accumulating Bitcoin for a long time, and I've been aggressively accumulating it over here. So it's already close to my first target. If you're holding Bitcoin as a savings account, which I do, and you're holding it for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, yes, you do not own enough Bitcoin. If you're trying to play the ROI game over the next 18 months, Bitcoin is not the play, in my personal opinion. Long term, yes. Long term, I don't save money in US dollar. I save money in Bitcoin. I save money in Satoshis. Long term, absolutely. You do not hold enough Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin every single week for myself, for my kids, for my grandkids. But that's a different game, saving your money in Bitcoin, than like playing the ROI for the next 18 months, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Crow, goodbye. I think so. Rose looks really good. I actually entered a long again on Rose. And it's up pretty good. Ski's going to be 23. Filecoin analysis. Filecoin has way too much inflation for me personally. It's a no for me, dog. Price equals supply plus demand. If they're dumping supply on your head, it's not. Come on, brethren. What are we doing? I got that dial up, bro. I don't know what happened here. Here we go. Filecoin has too much inflation. If they're dumping supply on your head, it's just going to be a hard investment, right? And I'll show it to you. It's going to be, they could be the best project in the world. They can be curing cancer. They could be turning water into wine. They could be curing world hunger. All these great, amazing things, but none of that equals price. Price equals supply plus demand. Right now, the market cap is 1.77 billion and the FDV is 5 billion. Meaning they have dumped a minimum of 3x the supply on your head. It's more than that, though. When you look at the price versus the market cap, it's a completely different chart. The chart on market cap actually looks really good. The price looks dead. Why is that? Because they've been dumping supply throughout the entire bear market. And basically what that means is like they're diluting the product. They're not the only ones. There's lots of egregious offenders, but Filecoin is one of the worst. So to me, it's a no-go. But you can verify, like, what is it? To me, I have a threshold which I'm willing to accept. The threshold is 40%. That's it. Like, it's just mathematical, verifiable. What is the market cap? What is the FDV? The market cap is 150. The FDV is 250. Is that more or less than 40%? That's within the threshold for me. For me, the 40% is the threshold. Why is 40% the threshold? Because I want it to outperform the US dollar. Okay? What does that look like? What are you betting? What are you betting when you buy crypto? You're betting against the dollar. Okay? Listen, I know they tell us that inflation is 2%. They're lying. This number right here doubles every 4 years. So what does that mean? If every president, left or right, blue or red, doubles this number, what does that mean? That means inflation has doubled every 4 years. So I want my cryptocurrency to be less than the US dollar. I want it to be less diluted than the thing that is diluted 98% since 1971. XRP passes that threshold. If it's more than 40%, that means it's not outpacing the US dollar. They're diluting it more than the US dollar. It's as simple as that. Can we stake straight from Phantom yet? You can stake straight from Phantom yet. You just have to click allow. It'll ask you, are you sure? And you just say proceed anyways. Mom, get off the phone. Ma, the meatloaf. It means US is filing bankruptcy. Yeah, literally. Ma, the meatloaf. All right, Jupiter. Link H-bar. Link is one of my favorites as well. I really like Link short term and long term. I am in a long on Link right now, meaning I believe in it for the next 15 to 45 days. And Link is in my kids' portfolio, meaning I believe in it for the next 15 years. Okay? Link is really like that for me. So my targets are $38, $78, $178, low, medium, high. H-bar I like for long term as well. A little bit less short term, but long term I feel very comfortable holding H-bar for 5+ years. $1.20. What did I say? Excuse me. There's too much inflation on this. Yeah, 87 cents, $1.20, and then 270. US dollar is the OG meme coin. Bro, I am still tripping out about Wiggins Hipfire came in here and just casually dropped the most prophetic bar we've ever heard in our life and then just left. You angel. He says, I'm not even going to bring it. I'm not even going to say it. Bitcoin reached 116K. Listen, I told you guys. I don't know how many. If I said it once, I said it 76 times. The difference between 110 and 118, everyone thinks it's just going to ramp up slowly. That's not how markets work. It's slowly and then suddenly. It's boring and then violent. There is no in between. That is why it is so important to set up an exit strategy now before we get into the fourth quarter and you have not studied the playbook and you don't know what the play is. Ace right, ZY banana, trips, quarters on one. If you want a personalized exit strategy, I have a portfolio review, exit strategy, lifetime access to my course, lifetime access to my Telegram group. That sale is going on right now. If you're interested, hit me in the DMs. I will never message you first. ETH long here. I longed ETH a few weeks ago. I don't know about an ETH long here. What's up, Ski? You've been preaching this for I don't know how long. I like Casper here. This cycle, yes, this cycle, that's right. That's right. Finally, some green candles. It's good to see. Yes. Sonic is waking up. Our stable's almost done. We're working on it. That is the next thing. Sonic is my number one 100x play, period. I want to give you a lot of thanks for your knowledge. I appreciate you, brother. XRP price prediction, $5, $8, $12. Low, medium, high. All right, let's look at Caspa. Yeah, listen. Accumulation. Selling climax, secondary test, spring. Sign of strength, back test the prior range. Starting to move up. Retracement is 15 cents. Parabolic is 60 cents. I like Caspa here. I think that this is a really good long-term project. I was concerned, like you see these white lines right here, right? This means I've charted this out before where I was concerned about this gap in the market all the way over here. I was really concerned about it, and I said gaps tend to get filled. We filled the gap. The gap is filled. So there you go. 19 days, ETH is up 33%. For perspective, that is essentially like being up 4 or 5 years of stock market gains in 19 days. You love to see it. Yo, Pepe looking strong. Thank you for the ice cream and the roses, you savage. I appreciate you. What up, Ski? Bear market is here. No one wants to give me the flowers. It's all good. I'll buy myself flowers. All right. Everyone wants to tell me how much of an idiot I am when we're at 74K and I'm going long, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's all right. You guys are going to be pissed the next pullback too. You guys are going to be, I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to be pissed the next pullback. It's going to happen. Man. AVAX. I like AVAX. No alt season. We're cooked. We? There is no we, Jesse. There's only me and your incompetency. The beard looks safe. Are you selling Flux? I took profit on some of my trades. I'm not really selling here, though. I like Flux. What's your timeline on 100x on Solnic? As long as it takes. How long does it take to cook rice? It takes as long as it takes. I firmly believe that we could do it this cycle. My targets are 10 cents, $1, $5.89. But if not this bull market, then the next. As long as blood is pumping through my veins, I will continue to develop, continue to make stuff better and better and better, just like I've done. By the way, over 5% of the supply on Solnic is locked up. Lock it up. Throw away the key. It's locked up for most of it 2+ years. Price equals what? Supply plus demand. I can't stake Solnic. You can. You can. All right, guys. All right, listen. Reminder. If you want to get a personalized portfolio review exit strategy, lifetime access to my course, lifetime access to my Telegram, there is a birthday sale going on until July 12th at midnight. The sale ends. If you're interested in that, hit me in the DMs. I will never message you first. Those are scammers. All right, I love you, but I'm not going to say, hey, how's your trading going? Guess what? I got my own stuff. I'm not going to ask you that. I love you, but I'm not going to. I don't care, bro. Good luck. I do care. But that's going to be it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'll be live tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Time. Be there or be square. If you're square, guess what? You're not around. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I will never message you first. If you hit me up, though, I will message you back. That's going to be it for this time. Peace, love, prosperity. God first, God bless.